Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Looks like we have a full house, so pretty excited about a Friday free-for-all. Let me go ahead. I know there's a few of you that have already raised your hands that want to come over to the Hangout, so we'll bring a few of you over. Definitely want to bring anyone over that wants to come over for the free-for-all. The idea here, guys, is that on Fridays, we do a recap, right? People come out, not just myself, but everyone that's involved that comes to the free daily coaching has the opportunity, A, to get a little bit of exposure and say hello to the rest of the participants, but B, to share your results, to share the action steps that you took this week in your business with other small business owners, with other people that are trying to market online, with other people that have a multi-level marketing or a direct sales business that are using some of the same marketing techniques as yourself, or maybe they want to start using these techniques. You know what? I'm just going to step outside really quick, guys. And I brought over Kevin and Pauline. Well, it looks like just Pauline, so Kevin's probably over at work. So good morning, Pauline. How are you? Maybe she can't hear us or can't see us, so we'll get back to her in just a few. Let me see if anyone else has their... Oh, Mr. Tom's raising his hand. So, guys, just raise your hand if you want to come over. I put that in the chat. Good morning, Phil. Let's say good morning to everyone. So, good morning to Phil. Great to see you this morning, Phil. Good morning, Patty. Awesome to see you, Karen, up in Canada. Karen, I hope that I haven't chatted. Let's chat, Karen. We haven't talked in a little bit. Good morning, Miss Linda out in Pennsylvania. Good morning, Vicky. Tom just popped on. Good morning, Christina. Hey, Nathan, what's going on, man? I'll definitely be reaching out with you this morning. Everyone, say hi in the chat to Nathan. He actually responded to an email earlier in the week that he wasn't able to make one of the webinars, and an awesome thing is that Nathan just lives right up in Aurora, so just about an hour north of me. So good times there, Nathan. I'll definitely be reaching out to you. It's fun. A bunch of us are going to be up in Denver tomorrow doing a big water world thing, so that should be fun. Phil wants to come over. Let's bring Mr. Phil over. Who else? Mrs. Debbie wants to come over. So let's say hi to Debbie. Good morning to Clive. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, people are just jumping on this morning. We have a big crowd. We're going to have a nice free-for-all. Two things that I wanted to mention, guys. Anyone that is already associated with me on my MLSP referral group, if you are with myself, with Brian McDaniel, with Dr. Bob Clark, with Steve and Lenacia Rachel, or with Angela Hardy, if you're with any of those people, we're going to start doing some private training and weekly training. So if you've been referred by any of those people, definitely get a hold of one of us and make sure that we get you that link. What else is going on? A couple of announcements. Mr. Phil Aguilar finished up last night with his first Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday webinar series. So super proud of him, and I'm excited that Phil's taking some new steps, so that's cool. What else happened this week that we know of, and some announcements? We know that Felicia Mupo hosted one of her, I think her very first live solo webinar last night. She had tried to do one before where she was actually doing an interview, and she lost her voice. So she actually had someone to cover for her. Pauline, you'll have to mute or use a different, like, headphones or something, because we're doing echo. There you go. So let's say good morning and welcome to a few people that have hopped over on the Friday free for all. Over on, and I don't know how you guys see it, right? They might be lined up differently, but on the far end, over with the echo, we have Pauline Stone down in Burnett, Texas. So everyone say good morning and welcome to Pauline. Out in Minnesota, we have Mr. Phil Aguilar, so everyone can say good morning to Phil when he gets back. It looks like he just turned off his camera for a second. And then out in Burbank, oh, there we go, he's back. And then out in, I believe it's Burbank, right? Are you in Burbank, Tom?
Yep, sure is.
Yep. So out in Burbank, California is Mr. Tom Leonard. So let's say good morning and welcome to all three of these people. We have Ms. Debbie Deerdorf and Christina Irvin that want to come over, so we're trying to bring them over, as well. And what we're doing on Fridays, guys, is a panel kind of, right? It's a round table. It's a free-for-all. So I want to just to touch base with everyone, and then I want to let loose and let you guys go for it. I had talked yesterday a little bit and showed you guys some screen shares on one of the things that I was doing. And I talk all the time about going out onto Facebook or going into Google Plus or Twitter or whatever area that you want to be in your marketing channel, and just go for it. And I specifically had been talking to Phil, and I had talked to Kevin and Pauline about me and like just going out and like, how do I meet people, right? And going into different groups. Well, I found, you know, I'm always looking for more groups of people and new groups of people, right? And new groups of people, like new pools of people. Well, I found a group of people that was really excited. Everyone's participating. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go and start engaging some of these people, right? That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And so I showed you guys yesterday what the results were. Guys, from yesterday till today, okay, I counted the number. From last night, when I took my last screenshot last night, I started taking screenshots, guys, for you so that I could show, hey, this is some real proof. Last night, from the screenshot I took last night until this morning, like from the time I logged off of Facebook last night until I woke up this morning, I had 84 new friends. 84 new friends overnight, okay? That's silliness of people that wanted to reach out and be my friend. And in the overall picture, guys, I went from like the 1,700 or something in the last day or two to like over 2,000, like 2,050. Now, I'm not on a mission to see how many friends I can collect to like max out my account or get to the like top level. What I'm trying to do is go out and meet new people each and every day. Imagine if you go out and meet 100 people, and just out of those 100, okay, because they all want to be your friends, that's why they accepted your request and or they requested your friendship. They're asking you to be their friend. Out of those 100, I'm telling you about 75 or 80 of them will respond with instant messaging. They will talk right back to you. Almost instantaneously, you can start a dialogue. Guys, the ones that just start spamming you the link and throwing their offer at you right away, those are an opportunity to hone your communication skills and see if you can actually start talking to them and keep a dialogue going without just being like, hey, dude, stop spamming me. Try something different. Try to ask them questions. Try to really get to know these people. Try to network. On the other side of that coin, on the opposite end, are the people that just come in, they friend you, and they're like, hey, do you do coaching? How do I plug into you? Right? There's that guy that's like, hey, how do I sign up for all your stuff? That's one end. And then the other end is, thank you for being my friend, Pauline. Will you please go check out my link? Spam, 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 spam. Right? And then it's just like they message you all 5 of their links. So those are the two opposite extremes. If you can work both of those, learn how to service both of those people's needs, the middle ground will become way easier, right? Because you know how to do these polar opposites. Because if you can do this guy that's spamming you and learn through that, you're going to bring him, or you're going to move more towards the middle. And this guy that's like, hey, I want everything, you got to talk to him and bring him back towards the middle so you can see how you can really be of best of service. So I wanted to give you an update on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and that it actually works. And I'm super excited that I started to take the screenshot so I could really show you guys, right? So I could give you guys screenshots and show you. And what I'm doing is I'm collecting all of these Facebook conversations that I'm having, right, on instant message. What I'll do is I'll start blacking out the people so you don't, so I'm not breaking anyone's, personal information. I'm going to put together some sheets and some, like, pages with these shots so you guys can see how I'm talking to people. What an easier way, instead of me just telling you guys. Some people I know are visual. Some people want to see it. So that's why I'm putting it together. So that's what I did this week, guys. Super pumped that I could, that I finally remembered to take a screenshot for you guys and show you. So let's talk, let's say good morning to Christina, because she popped on, and then let's just start from Tom. Let's just go Tom. Let's talk to, after Tom, let's go to Mr. Phil. then we'll jump over to Pauline, and then we'll swing back around to Christina. Does that sound good for everyone?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Tom, take it away. Tell us what you did this week.
I've been working a lot with Twitter, a lot more. And one of the things that I found on it is that has been really interesting for me anyway is that I can see it going to the next level. It's like, okay, you know, listen to Terry talk about having these conversations, these personal conversations with people. So I started doing that. And all of a sudden this week, 2 people popped out that I would really like to be doing business with. I would really like to get them to sign up. I really can see how it would help their business. But even more than that, it's like, hey, here's someone that I would like to have a business relationship with. So I'm learning how to see how to make that happen. So it's like, you know, what I've been hearing, you know, all along is be consistent, keep up with it, keep onto it, and things will happen. And this week it was like, oh, this is like something I hadn't experienced before. So, and I also like, Bert, what you're talking about with try things out. So if you have 80 new friends, you can try out different things. Because, and that's something that Bill Pescasolito was talking on his, was like, you know, get out there and try things. If you don't try things, you're not going to know what works or not. And if you have a big enough base out there to use, like you're talking about your Facebook friends, we're remembering that you started at 1713 there. And so, yeah, if you don't try it, you won't know what works.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Tom, I want to thank you for contributing and thank you for stepping out and sharing with everyone, because that's a great point. Well, first 2 points that you made. One is that ability to go out there and be consistent. And guys, if you don't know who Tom was talking about when he mentioned Terry, he was talking about Terry Grimeau. If you don't know Terry, go check him out on Twitter or Facebook. He does some amazing Twitter training. And then the second point that you brought up was that we all started somewhere, right? Guys, I'm not kidding. I joined Facebook maybe 2 summers before I started my online marketing and stuff, and the only reason I had even joined Facebook, this is going to sound so ridiculous when you guys hear it, is because I thought I was, after an hour and a half of riding those 4-wheel ATV things with my sister and her husband one afternoon, I thought I was like Travis Pastrana or whoever. I thought I was Evel Knievel, right? That's like my generation. You guys remember that guy? I thought I was Evel Knievel, and I was like, dude, check me out. And the next thing I knew, I was like, dude, check me out. I'm laying next to a tree, and I feel like I'm getting sick into my helmet, and I'm in shock, right? I'm having problems, and I'm like way up in the mountains down in this canyon, and my sister's like, dude, we have to chopper you out. I broke my hip, right? So I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, what is this Facebook? And you know what I did? I Farmville or Farmtown or whatever that farm thing was. I was growing vegetables on the computer and talking to people, and just like Tom said, I probably had like 12 friends or something. You know what I mean? I wasn't using Facebook to like talk to people and do stuff. I was like trying to entertain myself. So we all start somewhere, right? And if you don't start today, when are you going to start? And if you don't take some type of action now, then when will you? Right? When will you? So let's jump over to Mr. Minnesota Phil and talk to him about what he's doing. He's all over it. I know you're everywhere, Phil, right now. I see all of my Facebook is like Phil Aguilar all day.
Yeah. Well, the big thing in the the 100-day challenge is getting our content out there, getting your face out there, and getting recognized. And I'm working on that, and it's something about Facebook is the messaging part of it, being able to communicate with new friends, which my goal every day is to not only get some new friends, but to actually start a conversation with them. And I'm doing that every day. There's no doubt about it. And I found a lot of things out. And not only am I able to share tools with them, resources with them. One thing that I found effective, and I think I put this in your Biz Builder group, about shooting Facebook videos about a certain topic, just short, 2-3 minute videos about a certain topic. And when I ask a question and they don't know what I mean, I ask them, can I send you a video I posted 2-3 weeks ago about, that word, funded proposal, attraction marketing, things like that. So it's not, for them, they get to see me in a video and they get to know a little bit more about me. But then at the bottom of the video, I have, a link to, a tool or a resource that I'm promoting that they can actually click on that too. So it's, the videos I didn't, I used them, posted them. They're in my, obviously they're on my page, and people can look at them at any time they want. But I'm also have the opportunity to send them to new friends, and just copy and paste the link to the Facebook video and send it right through to a message, and that has actually proven really effective.
It's a great point you bring up. With it's back to leverage, Phil.
Yeah.
Is you're leveraging what you and the great you what you just said covered probably 5 different things, right? Like I could have pulled 5 different nuggets right out of there, but the 2 main things is the leverage of your previous content. What Phil's doing by taking this 100-day challenge, and if you guys aren't taking the 100-day challenge, you don't have to be in the 100-day challenge to hear what Phil was talking about in making more content. So now Phil's creating more content, right? So essentially Phil has started creating this content library, if you will. And for those of you that are my age, and I gotta say it, Tom's age, right? And I'm guessing Phil's pretty close to my age. For those of us that remember, what Phil is kind of creating is like he's creating like Phil's encyclopedia, right? But it's just like an e-encyclopedias. And so he's got all these different volumes, right? That library is filled with all these different e-volumes of different topics on mindset, on technical stuff, on what a funded proposal is, on attraction marketing, and then in those pieces of content, it's like when you open the yellow pages and you're like, oh, it's Acme Auto Repair, and then the other next half page is like a coupon for Acme Auto Repair, right? So he gave them the encyclopedia, and then he gave them the solution to the problem by putting his link. So first off, he's utilizing the resource that he already created. Okay, so he created this piece of content. One second. So Phil created this piece of content that now he can multi-purpose. He can use multiple times, right? He got to use it and post it, and people can go look at that piece of content, but now he can make other posts. He can go and talk to other people and be referencing back to that. He gets to leverage the work that one video that he made one time. Well, he probably did like 27 takes, being honest, because he's new. I'm just being honest, right? I'm just being honest with Phil. You got to be honest, right? In the beginning, you never do it on the first one. It's like, that's why it takes you all day to make a video, because you're like, how many takes did I do, right? You go over, you're like, it's like you need to fly out to Burbank and work with Tom so he can get the little take 5, take 27. You're like, I didn't realize I spent 5 hours to make a 2-minute video. Like, geez. But what Phil did was he made this one video, and now he has the opportunity to be able to use it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? So that's the first piece of leverage. The second piece of leverage is, imagine if you go out and meet a bunch of different people. And whether the people are already skilled or whether they're brand new or whether they've been in the business and they have some skill sets developed already, you can still be a resource and provide a resource. Check this out. I didn't even think of this, Phil, until yesterday when I was out, talking to all these people, and I was like, man, I'm running into quite a few people that are at or around the same place in like the stairwell analogy that I've made, right? If our businesses are like a stairway and you guys are coming up from the basement to the first floor and making it to the mezzanine and the second floor and so on and so forth, I'm meeting some people that are already like up in the stairwell, and I was like, well, how am I gonna be able to connect with them even better? Well, hello, the free daily coaching call, right? So I told them, just like I tell all of you guys, I say, hey man, I do a free daily coaching call, and I have guest hosts and a free-for-all, and if you'd like to get some more exposure, man, I'd love to have you come check it out, and then maybe get you to come over as a guest host. I provide more guest hosts. B, I'm giving you guys a resource, right? All the people that normally come to the call are now going to be exposed to more people. And these other leaders, these other people that are already doing it, now there's an incentive for them. If they're not brand new, they're like, dude, why do I want to come to your call? Right? Well, because you can get more exposure, because you can get in front of more people, because you could have another platform to train for. So by watching, like literally, guys, by watching these different methods, it wasn't like I was just sitting around and was like, oh my gosh, I came up with the most brilliant idea. It was based off of something else, right? It was like, okay, I'm teaching Phil this thing, and Phil's leveraging over here, and Felicia did this, and Tom's doing this, and Debbie's over here doing this, and I'm doing this too. But because we're in a different place in the journey, there's things that I'm experiencing that maybe you guys aren't, or maybe that some people aren't. So then I'm like, oh, how could I use what? Ready? Check this out. This is what my mentor says all the time. If you do, right, I think I said it yesterday too, right? If you do what you already know how to do, you'll probably start to get results. If you would start doing today what you already know how to do, you'll probably get some results. And I was like, oh my gosh. What? Like, it was like poof. I do the coaching call every day. Why am I not inviting them there? I need more guests, right? Silliness. So thank you, Phil, for bringing up a bunch of nuggets, right, guys? Guys, you should be plugging in. If you're on this call, we should all be plugging into each other. If you're not subscribed to Phil's channel, and you're not a Twitter follower of Tom, and you're not Facebook friends with Christina and Debbie and all of plugged in, you should be. Because imagine this, if you guys start liking and sharing each other's stuff and start showing that support, people are going to be like, wow, look at that Phil guy. He likes everyone's stuff. He's all over it. I like that guy. I'm going to go talk to Phil, right? I'm going to go talk to Debbie. She's nice, right? I'm going to talk to that Tom guy. He's always drawing Batman pictures on people and giving people, like, rides in the back car, right? And then people are like, Christina, have you talked to Christina? Yeah. She just helps you. She'll just call you. She'll just pick up the phone and call you, talk to you for 15 minutes. She doesn't even care if you're on her team. She'll just pick up the phone. Those types of actions, those types of connections and networking skills, those are the types of things that really create that attraction marketing part, right? And that's what Phil and Tom are talking about. Like Tom said it, he found a couple people that he was really excited, like, wow, out of all these people I've been talking to, I would really like to work with these people. These are people, check this out. What he was saying was this: hey, I talked to a bunch of people, and these two people were really attractive. That's what he said, essentially, right? When people come to Phil and they're like, dude, how do I hook up on your stuff? They're like, this is what they're saying. Hey, Phil, I'm attracted to you. How can I be connected to you more? That's what they're saying, right? They're just not saying attracted every single time, because that would be weird, right? Can you imagine if like 40-year-old guys just walked up to Phil today and were like, hey, Phil, you're super attractive. How do I connect with you? Phil would be like, what? You're weirding me out. Stop it, right? All right, Lon, stop ranting. Christina, I know you're muted right now. Can you unmute?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, we can. How are you this morning, and how was your week?
I am fantastic. Thanks. It's been a great week. I actually, I still work full time. So what I do is just plug into your daily calls through the Hangout most of the time.
Okay.
But generally, I'm not working on Friday, so that's when I can just hop on the call here.
Awesome. So your perspective is just a little bit different, considering that Tom, myself, and I know Phil recently went full-time. Debbie is full-time as well, although Debbie, in addition to being full-time, does a lot. Like if you're watching Debbie online, she's especially right now, she has like massive like family stuff going, right? Yep. So there you go. Little babies are happening. That was like, I think that's Debbie Deardorff just brought the very first baby ever onto the free daily coaching call. That was first live appearance by a newborn baby. So Debbie, you just had a first. You can say that ever. I just brought the first baby ever onto Bert's Hangout. So everyone has a different perspective. So Christina, as a part-timer, what would you say was the most powerful tool that you used this week, or what was the most beneficial thing that you gleaned out of your business this week?
I think the best thing is to always be cast a wide net in the right waters. It's kind of funny. I think you said that on another uh, call earlier this week. But I have gotten a lot better at, in whatever platform I'm on, actually finding the groups that are not the spam fest, and then kind of reverse engineering this whole attraction marketing. Like typically we're trying to attract people to come to us so we can get them into our deals, right? Well, I'm trying right now. What I'm doing is leveraging attraction marketing also to attract the leaders, or the movers or the shakers in these various groups that I'm in, and I'm actually developing a lot of following that way and getting people to come to me that way. And what I'm finding is where I have deficits on these different social media platforms, by attracting these leaders, these subject matter experts. For example, on Google Plus, now I've got several subject matter experts of Google Plus who are coming to me, putting me in their circles, so that I put them back in my circles, and now I'm getting nuggets on how to do things on Google Plus that I knew could happen. I just hadn't been able to figure it out myself. So I'm cutting my learning curve that way.
Awesome. Now I'm like, okay, I got to go call Christina today, right? She's off work. Debbie, don't try to hog in on my action right there, Debbie. I see you nodding your head. You're like, the baby's about to get burped, down for a nap. Debbie's like, I'm on the line. Christina's like, I'm sorry, I can't talk to your call. I'm talking to Debbie right now. Please leave a message. Guys, this is what's powerful about Friday Free-For-All. You got a guy like Phil Aguilar that's making massive content all over the place. You see him all over Facebook, so you could tap into him. You got Tom, who came over and told you he's been rocking the Twitter all week. And so if you need to know something about Tom, and Tom, it's not like Tom was like, hey, I just invented Twitter or something. He even said, he referenced back to Terry Grimeau. Like, hey, I've been watching this Terry Grimeau training. Wham. So you got Facebook, you got Twitter. Now Christina comes on. No one even expects her to blow it up. And she's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I don't even know what you guys are doing, but I'm rocking Google+. And check this out. I just tapped into this little area where I tapped into a bunch of leaders, and now I'm tapping into some secrets, or when I say secrets, right, they're just things you don't know yet. That's really, they're not secret. No one's keeping them secret. Nothing's a secret, right? It's not a secret. It's all out in the open. But in our heads, the secrets, she's learned all these methods now, and she's rocking Google+. So now you know, right? And we just said it. This is attraction marketing. Christina came out, and me and Debbie are like, okay, who's calling Christina, right? Right? You know it. Debbie knows, right? That's attraction marketing, because she talked about something. She told us about something that she wasn't able to do. She learned how to do it. Now it's working. That's attractive. We want to go find out how to do that. That's
What,
it.
Bert? No matter what platform it is, what I'm finding is, think of the psychology of people. In general, we're all on social media. We all want more exposure. So leaders or people who want more exposure, they're doing the same thing we are. We're sitting back on the cat-like on the sidelines, looking for the people who are getting the attention. Get in there, find those conversations. It's really quick, easy to take 30 seconds and just skim down who's doing the commenting, who's actually commenting more than saying great point, who's doing some in-depth comments. You know what I do? I go into, a lot of times I'll find a string where I might agree with some of the stuff that they're saying, but then I'll throw out another perspective, and then I say, hey, have you ever thought about this? Or if I go into these non-spam groups, hey guys, here's a good nugget, watch this. Go into these groups that are very strict about not spamming. Those are the best resources, right? And so
Absolutely.
all you do is cast a wide net by looking at, like, for example, I went into one and they were like, oh my gosh, what do I want to do to improve my skills? Well, one person said, I want to do better at copywriting. Another person said, I want to do better at offline prospecting. Another person said, so then I just take a step back, offer them some value by saying, this is what I learned, da da da. And then the next day I come in there and swoop in the back door and like, hey, you know what? I'm taking this great intensive copywriting class, and we learned this, this, and this, because I know it speaks directly to that person who's looking for copywriting. And the next thing you know, pop, I'm in somebody's new circle, and I've got an exposure, and I've got a new lead.
Absolutely. Well, and the whole thing is, it's crazy. Christina said it. Social networks, think about it. It's social. People want to be social. They want to add, check this out. If you're a dude, you don't want to go talk to some lady, okay? You don't want some chick, I'm just talking regular here, guys, right? If you're a guy, you don't want some chicks that are like friending you on Facebook that are just like some chicks that are like they got their bustier top or whatever, and you go and look and all their friends are other dudes, and they're not doing nothing. You know you're getting the like, hello, and blah, blah, blah. I got one yesterday with all these people I was talking to. One of them I was like talking, and she's like, oh, I want to get to know, I love connecting, want to get to know more about you. And I was like, okay, that's normal conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, have you checked out my Facebook profile? And I do this and this, and we're talking. And then like 20 minutes in, she starts with the like stuff, and I'm like, okay, obviously didn't look at my Facebook profile, right? Because there's a picture of me and my wife like on the top of the picture, like duh. So I just unfriended her, and it was over. Like obviously it was a fake person. But Christina brings up the point about this is a social area. People want to connect. They want to be your friend, right? So if you're a guy, you don't want to have that kind of thing. If you're a lady, you don't want the guys that are out there that are just like spamming you. And as humans, all of us, we don't want people that are just spamming us. So Christina did something great. She went in, she finds the people that are actually, and we talk about this all the time, the people that are actually participating, right? She found out what they were talking about. She was talking about that. Then she comes back and says, oh, hey, guess what? I got some awesome training about this. Hey, I'm doing something really cool about this. That's when you start networking, right? When you don't go for, okay, this is the difference. When you don't go in for the kill shot right away.
Right.
Right? You don't just walk. Guys, this is the analogy. I know we're going a little bit over. We did yesterday. It's okay. I'm going to give this last analogy, and I think we're just enjoying watching Debbie play with baby. We know she did a bunch of stuff this week. She hosted a webinar this week right here on the Free Daily Coaching. We know she's been active. Guys, imagine if you walked into a nightclub back in the day, okay? For some of us back in the day. For some of you guys, you might be still going to nightclubs. You might be like rocking it, right? But for those of us that aren't really nightclubbing it up anymore, okay? Imagine back in the day if you walk in, it's like, oosh, 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 and you're like, yeah, this is rocking. And like, I'm gonna use a guy's reference because I'm a guy, right? Because I don't know how it is for the ladies. But let's say, guys, you walk in and you see, there's the club, it's happening, and everything's going on, and you see the one, right? And the hair is the color that you like, and it's the shape that you like, and the body is how you like, and you're like, yeah. Okay, you don't just walk right over to her and start like mauling her, right? You don't just start walking over and like fondling her and walk up and kiss her and just like, you don't even know her, right? If you did that, it would be unattractive. It would be weird. Probably nowadays the cops will get called. Like there'd be some problems happening, right? Think of that on Facebook. Same thing. What happens? When you start mauling people, Facebook's like, yo, dude, you're on Facebook timeout. Okay? When you start trying to walk up and just like kiss people that you don't even know, that's called spam-a-lam-a-ding-dang. When you're like, hi, I love connecting with you. Go check out my link. That's like walking up going, hey, how you doing? And then trying to like make out, right? You can't do that. You can't just walk up and be like, how you doing? And like move in for the kill. When you do that, it doesn't work. Okay, if it doesn't work in the nightclub when you're meeting people, why would you think that it would work on Facebook or Googly Plus or Twitterly or the Tumblr or whatever, right? Or your, what's the new one? The SlideShare, right? You're not doing that. You're not slide sharing people like, hey, how are you? Hey, would you like to see my link? That doesn't work. We all know it doesn't work because every time someone does it to you, you back away. So, awesome points brought up. I love to use the bar analogy. I kind of toned it down. If I was on the telephone, you would have heard a kind of a different story on the bar analogy. I toned it down for video, so this could be, appropriate for all ages and topics. We had some great stuff brought to you this week. I'm really excited about what next week is going to bring. We're going to have a new guest host next week. We may have multiple guest hosts. I'm actually going to talk to some of the people that have already been guest hosting. I'm actually going to be traveling on Thursday morning. I will just be arriving in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada for the No Excuses event. Friday morning, is going to be the morning after the first night there, and it's since I'm in Nevada, I'm an hour earlier. I'm actually in Tom's time, and I don't really get up at that time, at Tom's time, right, for this. So that being said, I'm going to try to adjust on Thursday and Friday next week. I may do a special on Friday or do some recordings on Thursday night to be able to be broadcast on Friday morning live from the event. And then next week, guys, Monday morning will be live. Next week, free daily coaching, or excuse me, the week following next week, there's going to be a lot of guest hosting, guys. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for you guys to reach out. And the reason is the end of next week, I'll be over at No Excuses. And then the following days right after that, my wife and I, Jessica and I, are actually going to the Grand Canyon for a few days leading up to 4th of July. So we're going to do a little hiking and camping and stuff like that out in the desert. So we're going to be having some opportunities, some more opportunities for you to reach out and get exposure, for you to come out and share and host a webinar, not just on the panel like Christina and Debbie and Phil and Tom did this morning, but like Debbie has done, like Tom is going to do, like Phil's already signed up, Christina has, like Felicia has, to do your own free daily coaching where you're the host, you're the one that's bringing the topic, and you're the expert. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm so excited for each and every one of you. It's so fun, guys, to watch you guys take it and go, right? To see Christina do it, to watch Debbie going for it, to see Phil. And it's like almost like we should change Phil's the PH to an F. It's like Phil and Felicia are like these content people. It's like blog video, blog video, blog video. And it's like, and then all of a sudden Tom and Clive come in and you're like, Felicia, Phil, Tom, Clive, Tom. And you're like, what is going on? Then all of a sudden Debbie pops in, you're with like a pirate shirt. You're like, what is going? So that's the type of, guys, this is the type of excitement. I want you guys all to know what you're doing right now is creating a base. And you might not see it today, okay? You might feel the buzz right now, and you might be getting some accolades and some attention from some of the other people, some of the leaders, like Christina's getting added into circles and this and that. You may not see a direct, immediate effect. Like, just because that's happening doesn't mean that 27 people are coming to sign up for your business tomorrow. But what it means is this. You're doing it. You're making it happen. You're starting to create the buzz, and whether you know it or not, whether you, and check this out, whether you even believe me or not. You don't even have to believe me. You don't even have to know. I know. I believe for you that people are watching, and they're watching you each and every day. They're watching Phil make this content. They're watching Tom on Twitter. They're watching Christina over in Google+. Facebook's got their eye on Debbie Deerdorf. Why? Because the people want to see if you're going to keep on going. Mm-hmm. You see, Debbie didn't used to come to my Google Hangout. It was a while until Debbie came to my Hangout. Why? I don't know. But check this out. I can tell you one thing. I know Debbie was watching for a while. I know Debbie had seen me around for a while. So what happened? I don't know exactly what happened, but essentially what happened, and I've never talked to this about Debbie, like Debbie and I have never broken it down like this or anything, but I know, and like, listen, guys, I know that Debbie's going to say, yeah, essentially that's what happened. I know because Debbie and I train with the same types of people. We're doing the same type of thing. What happened was this. Over time, Debbie was like, okay, I think this dude's going to stay around. Like, what? I'm going to go check it out. What is he doing? And then she came and checked it out, and she was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. And that's it. Essentially, is that what happened, Debbie?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I mean, that's it. And guess what? By you guys taking these consistent actions each and every day, right now, whether they're signing up, whether they're pouring money into your pockets right now, this moment, believe me and trust me when I tell you they're following you. You're starting to build a following. So keep on doing it. Keep on going out there and making new friends. Keep on going out there and keeping your chin up and remembering that you are the secret ingredient in your business. Mm-hmm. You're the one. You're the magic, right? I'm just here to give you a little, like, caffeine shot in the morning, right? Like a little, like, midday pixie sticks. Remember those little sugar sticks? Yeah. I don't even know. They were like, hey, want a sugar candy? You're like, yes, I do. Right? I'm like that midday pixie stick that you grab in the day when you're feeling down. You jump over onto the YouTube channel and you grab a little 2-minute rant of Bert, and then you go, oh, yeah, I just have to keep on doing it. Oh, yeah, I have to talk to more people. I just have to be me. And because you are the one. You're the secret ingredient. You're the one that brings all the magic to the table. It's just about, when we talked about yesterday, it's just about when are you going to peel the onion? When are you going to allow your light to shine? And you can see that Christina and Debbie and Tom, Felicia and Phil and Karen and all the people that are coming here, and Clive, all the Evan, and who else is here this morning? Oh my gosh, so many people, right? And Linda and Craig and Kevin and Pauline. All of these people that are stepping up, they're saying, they raised their hand, they lit their torch, and they said, I'm going to shine. So the question is, are you going to shine? Go out and shine, because I want to watch you shine. I want to tell everyone about how you're shining, about how you're the next person, about how you're the one that's doing fun stuff, right? I'm going to go put a post in a little while after I talk to Christina later and be like, yeah, I just learned some cool Google Plus stuff from Christina, right? Why? Because I want to shout out for the people that's the idea. Shout out for the people that help you, right? Help others by helping yourself. So thank you guys for coming to the free daily coaching call. Thank you guys for being here all week. Thanks for being here for the Friday free-for-all. Next week and then following 2 weeks, we're going to be having some really exciting stuff. There's going to be all kinds of new guest hosts. There's going to be topics galore. So in just a few minutes here, I will go over and reboot and put up a brand new free daily coaching link. Guys, I also want to remind everyone, you know what, I'm going to send you guys there right now. If you're not registered already, go register. It doesn't matter whose team you're on. You'll be connected to your person. What is it? Go next Wednesday's My Elite System Pro, July 2nd, right? Oh, not next Wednesday, 2 weeks from now. Never mind. I'll put it up next week. I forgot, it's July 2nd. We have a big 4th of July, but pre-4th of July announcement, so I want to get everyone on there. So, other than that, guys, I want you guys to go out and have an awesome weekend. Man, look at that cutest little baby. That is so fun. Those are like, babies are cuter than baby goats. They're like baby people. You're like, wow, look at that little baby. It's a long time since my baby was that small.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. You're the first baby ever.
And he loves you, Bert. Whenever I have the sound on and he can hear you, he wants to come in here and hang out. So he's your newest.
My newest fan. I'll have to get him a little baby shirt with the little Bert logo on it. One of those.
Yeah, that'd be great.
A little onesie with the Bert logo.
Yeah.
How fun will that be? Well, guys, thank you guys so much for being here with us. Go out and have an awesome weekend. I'm looking forward to connecting with each and every one of you throughout the weekend and throughout this week. Remember that you can get registered for freedailycoaching.com once a week. That's all you have to do. It's 10:30 a.m. each and every week. Remember, again, connect with each of these people: Christina Urban, Debbie Deardorff, Phil Aguilar, Tom Leonard. Go over and connect with Kevin and Pauline, with Clive, with Felicia, Karen Andrews, Craig Kassler. Go connect with all these people that are here each and every day, because these are the people that are making it happen, right? And when you connect with these people, you're going to find a whole new world, a whole new group of friends, a whole new group of people to interconnect with. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you for sharing. Say goodbye and have a great week.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Phil. When Phil talks, you can see his sweet vision board hanging behind him too, guys. Do you see that?
Yes, you can. You see that?
No?
Sweet. Did you see it? When his screen goes bigger, you can see his vision board right behind him. That's sweet. Way to go, Phil. Me and Tom are getting lazy. We're sitting outside. Have a good day, guys.
All right. I'll see ya.